Derrick Rose controls for Chicago. Mike Dunleavy, guarded by Mike Miller. Rose and Irving, one of the great matchups of this series. Butler, played by Shumpert, gets it inside. Noah to the corner for Dunleavy. Yes, from downtown. Shumpert was a starter earlier this season for the Knicks. Here's Shumpert with the shot clock running down and hits. Butler puts on the floor, then kicks it out. Here's Rose for three. Yes, with the shot clock down to 1. And then they went out and they beat the Wizards by 38 points. Gasol gets inside. He was covered by Miller.
Got to get involved and be aggressive defensively as well. A lot of responsibility for him tonight.
Thank you, Rich. There's a block shot by Mozgov, who hears it from this crowd. Have opened up, hitting all 3 of their three-pointers. Shumpert for 3. Yes. He has that killer crossover. Rose. And again, the Bulls hit from beyond three-point. The three. Good job by Butler on James, who did get off a shot while Rachel was doing her report. Night highest scoring game at a playoff debut. Second to LeBron James. The Bulls are on fire. Then able to recover. Here's LeBron over Butler.
With Mike Miller going to the bench now.
Back tap by Gibson. Gasol for Rose. Gets inside for the reverse. So Derrick Rose with a sparkling start. He has 8 points. LeBron with the runner. Tom Thibodeau saying, all right, Rachel, as you saw, Cleveland's lowest first quarter of this season. And the defend on Noah. Aaron Brooks has checked in for the first time for Chicago as Hendrick hits and a foul. Blocking foul on Jones.
Smart decision.
Brooks and Butler in the backcourt. And backdoor pass. Butler got it to Hendrick and he knocks it down.
As I've said before, but how do you get points unless you get more from your starters like that? LeBron going down the lane with the left hand high off the glass.
2.5 down by second quarter. James on the move. And obviously eventually got past the Pistons. Oh, Shumpert on the drive.
Oh. Where he tried to talk junk to Michael Jordan, so he's not as smart as I thought he was. As you see Rose knock down a tough jumper over LeBron, but I heard that Craig Ehlo said, jump to anyone and put a mister in respect. There's no respect in junk talking.
Kyrie Irving right back and the foul.
The ball is moving, no ball is sticking, no man is standing.
Irving for 3. Kyrie Irving with the rejection. Here comes Irving. Challenges Noah and hits the reverse. For the Cavaliers, shot clock is down to 3. Butler gets inside. What a move. Rose into the lane. Rose able to spin his way. What a move. That's vintage Derrick Rose.
I know.
James Harden, Russell Westbrook, and LeBron James.
Yeah, my 20 years in the league, as you see a jump shot by Rose from the players in the NBA. The players, I've never seen the players so.
Tristan Thompson hearing it from this crowd for his hustle. Irving with a series of moves and scores. Unbelievable.
No way. Somebody tell him he should have shot that with his left hand. I thought it would have been easier. What a tough move.
Backdoor pass and a beauty as Rose is able to convert. Backs his way and scores. Using his power on Butler. Half minute, so things did tighten up defensively on Dunleavy. Cleveland ball as we get underway. Here is Shumpert. He opened up.
Jumping to take the charge to no avail.
Irving into the lane. Gets it to Mozgov, and he scored.
More adjustments. He's officially not a rookie anymore in this league.
Irving with the driving hook by James. LeBron all over the court. Rose has to force and hits from downtown.
He has that look in his eye, but he does every night. This is there. He's going inside. He's not thinking about his body.
The steal by Butler. It is a 10-0 run by Chicago. 2 games off the suspension. Here's Rose. Rebounded by Gasol. And a foul. Finish. Rose with the lead pass for Noah. And the other way, Mozgov. But we have not seen much of them.
You're exactly right. But Gasol is saying, wait, don't stop me yet. I'm knocking down these easy jumpers. As you see the...
Rose whips it over to Gasol, wide open. Yes. Once again, a beautiful setup. James cutting left off the pick from Mozgov. Kicks it out. Shumpert for 3. Yes.
Play quicker than the other bigs.
Irvin's pass. Picked off by Brooks. There's Butler on the move. Went to the reverse, and Gibson is able to
match tonight.
Final minute of the third. Brooks fires for 3 and hits. He's there tonight. Brings the Cavs within 6. Dunleavy. Beautiful pass for Gibson.
Shumpert has a mismatch outside the paint with Gibson on it.
Irvin. Yes! And the foul. Noah called for the hack. Kyrie Irving will head to the line. 4 minutes gone by in the 4th. Butler. Yes, over James. Jimmy Butler against LeBron.
Yeah, Marv, he came down though on LeBron's foot. Let's see how that affects him as LeBron knocks down a left-hand layup.
LeBron wanted a foul. He felt that he was hit on the best of 7. Game 2 here on Wednesday night and on TNT. James got it down low. Thompson not able to connect. James does on the follow. It is
now, I've seen in the playoffs Chicago boxing out gang style against Tristan Thompson.
Butler for 3 on a beautiful cross-court pass from Rose. Pulls in possession, up by 6. Rose off the double. Finds the open man. Gasol from straight away.
Oh my, this is such a beautiful career year. Leading double-doubles, just so efficient.
Dellavedova sets it up. Beautiful play for Tristan Thompson.
The hook that time. You have a big fella. Want to get into the bucket.
James kicks it out. Shumpert on the drive. What a performance by Iman Shumpert. He has 20 points. With LeBron James at the other end. LeBron just 19 points, a 9 for 22 shooting. Kyrie Irving, high man for Cleveland. He had 30. And Iman Shumpert with a playoff career high of 22. A convincing Game 1 victory for the Bulls as they defeat the Cavaliers 99-92. And Chris, the Cavs shot just 42% and only 7 of 26 from three-point land. Mozgov set the pick and gets the pass and scores.
Not look like that. The word aggressive could be interpreted in so many ways, but what he did was he gathered the defense. They thought that he was going to attack. A man cut. He got him the ball open. Great pass.
And a pretty cut right there by Dunleavy. Takes Shumpert. But Thompson is out there for his rebounding and hustle. Shumpert for 3. Yes. Iman Shumpert.
Over to a wide Shumpert.
And here are the early moments. That is turnover number 3 for Chicago. James in the lane and hits on the where he left his feet. He just did the same.
Yeah, and that's not like LeBron. Let's see if if he can control his emotion and his energy at the same time, which he's been used to doing.
Backs his way on Butler. Yes, and the foul. Which was readjusted, and he'll come back in a moment. Gasol not able to hit. The long rebound play by Rose, not able to hit. Rose is on it. Dunleavy on the drive. It counts, and the
for LeBron.
You're not questioning that there was something on the sleeve of his arm.
He was tired too, man.
Really, at this point, Mozgov on the reverse.
Yeah, it's not about being the
Bulls now 2 for 12 from the floor.
If you're the Bulls, though, you know the defense is your mainstay. You can't make shots all the time. You want to stick with the tennis that brought you here.
The rainbow three on shot that seems way off on that shot. They have not been able to work the old pick and pop with this. So nice play as Gibson is able to finish. Doing it all, bringing the ball up, and then gets it to Dellavedova. Irving tried to cut and was cut off by Heinrich. Shot clock is at 3. Dellavedova gives it up. Jones in three-point territory. Yes!
Shows you that they came out with the mind state to keep involved, stay aggressive.
Derrick Rose back on the floor. The face guarded by Matthew Dellavedova. Goes to the crossover. Good job here by Dellavedova. Rose has to fire and it hits. Plus the foul with the shot clock running. And Brooks gets it ahead for Gibson. Able to beat Jones down the court.
You're so right, Marv. I was just going to say on his shot, it looks like they're not panicking. And you know who's not panicking.
And Dunleavy able to grab the rebound. Dunleavy with Noah and Gibson up front. And again, Gibson. Oh. Rose pops it down. Butler on the move. And the first half. James.
You love seeing a player get rhythm in the playoffs.
And back in New York, Knicks fans are saying, what is going on here? Although obviously he had many good moments, but was known as a defensive player. Dunleavy to the rim.
Didn't know what they had until they didn't have him anymore.
I don't believe he ever got a reception like that, although he had a couple of strong games against the Celtics in that opening round series. They were able to converge on Rose, did not get a clean look. Now James on the move. James with the reverse. Went right. The numbers, he was 1 assist away from a triple-double, but did not play his usual style. Kicked out Perkins and Jones. Check back in for the Cavs. Dunleavy given no room here in the first half. There's Gasol spinning his way on Perkins and scores.
That's what Jones and Perkins on the court. You do not want to keep putting your team in a situation to have to win a tough battle.
That was number 3 on Scott. Gets it out to James. Goes back door. Shuffle. Jones. Picked off by Butler. James hustles back. Rose gives it right back to Butler. Nice play on a touch pass by Mozgov. 6-0 run by the Bulls, trying to get back into it. Rose from the angle for 3.
I think in games like this, he needs to throw efficiency to the win and just trust his instinct. He's going to be efficient. Take those shots, let it fly. Your team needs you right now.
Here's Butler for 3. LeBron, that ends the 14-0 run. Butler got the step and scores.
Of how Rose used to play an attack is just so uncanny, the similarities.
Good ball movement. James Jones. That's what he does. He rebounds in relentless fashion, and he comes up with loose balls. James backs it up and then backs it in. Gets to James. And he's back in 2003 out of the University of Miami.
If you're a Nash or LeBron James or Chris Paul, you want some three-point shooters.
Or
you just want
to... in possession up by 13. James backing Butler. Here's LeBron, got the step. Butler got a piece of it. James on the recovery.
For the betterment of the team.
Well, you look at the stat line, 1 point, but 9 rebounds. Here's James all the way. LeBron James sitting down. Here's Irving on the drive, and he scored. We're just getting started, 4th quarter. Marv Albert, Chris Webber, Rachel Nichols from Cleveland. Snell on a rainbow 3. Tony field goal, usually an instant offense guy, has not been able to squeeze his way through. We've seen an array of hook shots from crazy angles from Brooks. Thompson with the runner. Back on the floor. Dellavedova gets it instant.
Let him get a pretty play in there. Great job rewarding the big fella. that's been rebounded for you all evening.
13 rebounds, 7 on the offensive glass. Sean Marion checking in for the first time. Nice pass underneath. Was off. Second round draft pick. Spent some time in the D-League earlier in the season. Here's Mirotic to the bucket and scores. Three-pointer. His time is run out. And the Cleveland Cavaliers have tied the series at 1 apiece. After losing game 1, there was much concern here in Cleveland that they come back strong and defeat the Bulls 106-91.
Early in this ball game, attacking the Bulls.
He was out on the court 2 hours before the game, practicing the free throws. Bad pass from Irving. Butler drives and finishes. Tristan Thompson, quick outlet to James. Irving for 3. And the cat ball taken away by Butler. Butler back, Dunleavy for 3. Run like a lab rat the past couple of days to try and get his conditioning up a little bit. Nice feed from James. Beautiful pass to Mozgov. Letting a lot of contact go, but they're doing it both ends. J.R. Smith, and the Bulls didn't see him there, did not get back.
Put pressure, because you cannot play 4-on-5 in the playoffs. It's just too hard to score.
Thompson given plenty of room and gets that shot to go. Thompson is
Putting your hands straight up, but jumping forward a little bit. Interesting at both ends.
Rose, nice feed inside. Beautiful look, and Taj Gibson struggling shooting the ball. Oh, what a pass, and Mozgov with the foul to give. There's about a 2-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. James spins, poked away by Butler. Butler drives at Dellavedova and misses the layup. Gibson on the follow. Good hustle from Taj, picked up by Dellavedova. Dellavedova gets inside. Nice bank shot. In a hurry. Noah. Butler, the floater. Noah, another rebound. Back out to Brooks. And a new 24. Brooks drives right at Mozgov. Nice bank shot.
But Mike, exactly what I talked.
That's 2 games.
Mirotic makes the adjustment, scoots around Mozgov.
Created it better over the course of the last decade. The last one to me with Noah as he's turning into James, to me sometimes those are fouls. But listen, as Mirotic hits another one.
Butler chasing James. He's done an excellent job on him thus far. Shot clock down to 8. Thompson with the screen. James gets past and drives hard to the basket. And the lead back up to 7. Mirotic is the leading scorer for Chicago, and he's only played 6 minutes.
But they got to get Rose going.
Nice feed inside. Dunleavy blocked by James on the second effort. It has been a good pace for the Cavs, up by 5, but a slow pace overall. Rose gets inside, trying to get it going. Nice adjustment.
Been too unselfish.
6 to shoot. James, pass stolen by Rose. Dunleavy spots up 3. That's good.
It's a bad shot again, letting the defense off the hook.
James saw the opening and off from the first quarter.
So he's bringing the ball up the floor. He's got to see 5 white jerseys. It's not just one guy's responsibility. He's got to see bodies in front of him.
Rose finds Gasol. Now Gasol finds Mirotic wide open from the corner. That's a 3. In 9 minutes for Mirotic. Dellavedova. Oh, gorgeous pass, and Thompson throws it down
To try to force Thibodeau's hand.
There's James, just 3 of 13 from the field, has the 7 assists, 4 rebounds. But Jimmy Butler has made it very difficult. J.R. Smith with a hand in his face, nails the 3.
But one thing the Cavs are doing defensively, they're overreacting.
Mirotic cut when Rose wanted to get it to him. James drives that. Count it. and a foul. They call a blocking foul on Rose. Rose to Dunleavy. Dunleavy drives, got hit in the head, and a foul.
I'd like to see more man movement and ball movement. This Bulls team is too good defensively for you to try to challenge them with a direct one-on-one.
James throws it down on a beautiful cut. Mozgov found him.
That cut, but excellent pass by Mozgov. You may want to back off of him to protect against those cuts.
Rose drills the jumper. With two MVPs guarding each other, and the Bulls back up by 3.
A Rose is still a Rose by any other name. Knockdown, step back, jump shot. A thing of beauty.
Thompson calling for it against Dunleavy. Dunleavy forcing him to give it up. Smith hits a 3. J.R. Smith with his second three-pointer to tie the game. Got word from Lisa Salters. Pau Gasol will not come back in the game. A left hamstring strain. Butler's jumper banks it in. And we could tell when Gasol went out, something was bothering him.
Open two.
Game tied again. 5.5 remaining. Butler fires a 3. Puts it in. Jimmy Butler with his first three-pointer of the night.
Help take away the roll to the rim and keep body on body.
Rose lost it, got it back, and banks it in. Again on Butler. 6 to shoot. James knocks it down.
And I thought that was a good decision by James.
James, one-on-one with Butler. Settles for the jumper and rattles it in. It's a one-point game. James looking, finds Smith, fires a 3. It's good! J.R. Smith from downtown ties it again.
For offensive purposes.
Butler drives. Butler gets inside, stops, layup is good. Great adjustment from Butler, and the Bulls back up 1. Timeout, Cleveland.
Up the screen, Mike Dunleavy. They're trying to set a screen for him. He's not open. Great balance and pivot move by Butler against J.R. Smith.
And you make a great point, Coach. Now you go 2 for 1. There's 33 and change left in this ball game. The great thing about this is the play happens so quickly.
Neon foul.
I'm not going to allow them to get a 3-point off.
James looking back to Smith. Smith for 3. It's good. J.R. Smith from downtown ties the game with 10 seconds remaining. Looking. Finds Rose. Rose trying to get open. Fires away. Bang! It's over. The Bulls win at the buzzer.
And I just got to thank my teammates, man. They give me so much energy. They give me so much confidence, man. They give me the ball when I need it. And they live with me. They live with my mistakes. I'm fortunate, very fortunate.
I know it was.
As Taj Gibson getting the start. Backs in against Tristan Thompson and misses the banker. Point blank range. This is Gibson's first start in the playoffs. He started a handful of games during the regular season. Shumpert hits the 3 from the right corner.
What a pass.
That's some pass right there.
James hearing the boos. Mozgov throws it down with the left hand. Impressive start from the Russian. James has been hearing the boos pretty much every time he touches the ball as he nails the jumper. James in this series shot just 39% against Chicago through 3 games. James and Mozgov work beautifully. And Timofey Mozgov.
0.1 assists per game, but Chicago keeping him contained early. Jimmy Butler and Joakim Noah.
That was a game changer right there.
Cleveland turning it over early. LeBron's turned it over a bunch in this series. And Derrick Rose goes all the way.
Well, the reason is he has to be overly aggressive because Kyrie Irving obviously is not moving or scoring at the same pace. No Kevin Love. So you have to give up. I remember the year Magic led the league in assists. He led it in turnovers that year as well. So he's making more plays than he probably has to.
D. Rose.
Oh, my goodness.
Check this out on the replay.
Ooh, that's just beautiful, Ernie. That's just beautiful.
A couple of gorgeous passes from James, has 4 points. Rose's defense on Irving is something you talked about.
I agree. His pick and roll defense is so much more engaged as James launches and nails a 3. He is into the ball, and when he's getting hit on screens, Mike, Derrick Rose isn't stopping or dying. He's continuing to drive through.
James drives on Mirotic. Beautiful drive from James. He's got 7 points and 3 assists already. Here's James ahead of Steen. Unstoppable when he goes to the glass.
28-26.
Except
Bulls.
full head of hair.
Oh, gee, you're just making it way too easy for him, Jet. Way too.
Joakim Noah said something after the game on Friday night. He says Rose has more confidence in himself than anyone he's ever been around. And he carries himself with such humility as James drives. And foul Butler, first foul on Butler. Dunleavy. Dunleavy's been shooting 53% from downtown in the playoffs. He's 0 for 3, though, this afternoon. James just bullies his way in. Ball kicked out. Irving, the little floater, and gets the bounce forward. Dunleavy misses. James on the attack right from the get-go. 8 straight points for the Cavs to tie the game, and Tom Thibodeau is going to talk it over. 13 points, 4 assists.
Point lead with that 16-0 run, and trying to take an 8-point lead. Trying to take an 8-point lead into halftime.
Tristan Thompson made a lot of money this year to become a free agent.
So they got a chance with this possession to maybe build the lead to 8, but off Kendrick's noggin. And
rebounds for LeBron James, who's having his way getting inside. James, the jump shot is good. 15 points.
We go to the third. And in the third, Chicago outscores Cleveland 23-12. Rose for 3 there, and then this.
Loose ball, Jimmy Butler finds Joakim Noah. Noah misses, but Taj Gibson does not. Gibson 6 points, 8 boards in this one. This dunk sparked a 13-0 Bulls run. Game's tied at 57. Scary moment for the Cavs, though, later in the third. James, in transition, steps on Derrick Rose, who was backpedaling and defending. LeBron called for a charge on this play. He would remain in the game, even though he gingerly walked.
From three-point land, 68-61 Chicago after 3. Enter J.R. Smith.
To go back to that, I would disagree. I think that's a smart foul by Dunleavy. What you don't want to do is give up a wide open 3.
J.R. Smith, a contested 3. And once again, here in the fourth quarter, knocking down some big shots. He's got 8 points in the period already. James, beautiful shot. And Tom Thibodeau wants a timeout. A 12-2 run to start the fourth quarter. And Cleveland has a 3-point advantage. Smith tries again and hits again. J.R. Smith getting in one of those zones. Butler blocked from behind by James. His second rejection.
Bulls went cold. Shot just 36% in the game. Butler drive and the miss. Noah point blank putback doesn't go. Nothing.
Build the lead to 80-73, and Chicago comes back at him. Here's Rose, who had 31 on the afternoon, and now it's 80-77.
We're under 5 minutes remaining. James the drive and the finish. Beautiful move.
It was 82-79 when LeBron gets whistled for the charge as Noah draws it.
That's a good call. That's a good call. That's a good call. That's a no.
You made a big noise over there.
Bulls do not have a foul to give. Shot clock down to 7. James drives at Butler, gets inside, and a whistle. And James will go to the line. He's only been there twice tonight. Is it both?
How about Kyrie Irving being on the bench during these plays?
And 2 big free throws there from James. Now 23 points, and it's a 5-point lead. Butler looking for some room. Thompson chasing him. Butler steps back, puts up a 3. It's good! Jimmy Butler from downtown!
But without a timeout, Mike, they've got to take a foul.
And James calls timeout. They're looking, throws it cross court to James. Rose on James, looking to double team him, trying to get away. James holding it. Offensive foul! They call an offensive foul on James, and the Bulls get it back with 14.3 remaining. And now Chicago with a chance to tie or go for the win. They do not have timeouts remaining. Rose on the crossover, drives, layup, it's good! Tie game with 8.4 left. Cavs don't have timeouts left.
And you can't let LeBron James get ahead of steam going.
James drives down on Butler. James to the basket, puts it knocked away out of bounds. And it's still Cleveland ball with 0.8 of a second remaining. 1.5 remaining. James for the win. It's good! LeBron James at the buzzer. Stuns the Chicago Bulls, and the series is tied at 2 games apiece. What a finish here at the United Center for the second straight game. A buzzer beater. James, who has struggled with his jump shot throughout the playoffs, nails it from the corner. And no question, getting it off in time. Friday night, the Bulls with the buzzer beater. And here's Sunday afternoon, James with the road win. And they'll head back to Cleveland all even at 2 games apiece.
He thought he'd be as much of a decoy as anything else for Game 5. Here's Derrick Rose. No decoy there. He had 5 of his first 7 shots, had 12 in the first quarter. Story of the night, though, the King. You really don't call him the King. No. LeBron James locked in from the start.
What does Mama call him?
Baby? Baby? I don't know about you guys. I didn't think Irving really looked like a decoy here.
He had a fantastic game tonight. He responded well.
Well, the decoy was in his statement that I'll be a decoy.
That might have been the decoy.
Sure.
That was the deception, at least. Rose still attacking, finishing there. Chicago up by 5. Cleveland backcourt pretty good all night. Iman Shumpert to Irving. And they were knocking down shots. He had 25 more than his previous 2 games combined.
Wants to take the challenge of guarding the best offensive player.
Gibson in a crowd, pops it back down. They swing it. Rose passed on a 3. Rose scores. What a move by Derrick Rose. The left-handed. No assists in games 3 and 4, and nothing in that department in the first half. Rose with the steal. James back 2-on-1. Butler. Nice play by Butler. He faked the pass to Rose and then took it all the way. And the Cavaliers want to talk it over.
Tries to take advantage of that mismatch.
Noah's pass deflected by James. Collision between James and Gibson. Irving on the drive. Scores. Noah, very careful, did not want to pick up his 4th. So Cleveland back with 6 straight. He came out more aggressively, and here's LeBron, who's been brilliant here tonight.
And then it's Nikola Mirotic to Butler. Locked and loaded for 3. Cleveland's lead down to 1.
Cleveland just hanging around.
Under 4 minutes to go in the third. Cleveland up 1. Kyrie Irving with the 3. Cavaliers up 4.
For 3. James unleashes for Irving. Fires for 3. Shumpert to the top. Followed by Mirotic. Shumpert on the drive. High off glass.
Keep it close.
J.R. Smith. Pass Dunleavy.
That was a tough shot.
Cavs by 6. James. And 1. Made the free throw. Cleveland up by 9. Cavs had all the momentum as the third quarter closed.
So 2 seconds do remain in the quarter. Mirotic from center court. Mirotic from center court, actually beyond center court. Nikola Cleveland with the last 8 points of the quarter. And add to it is Tristan Thompson taking that lob and drew the foul. Brooks picked up on a switch, goes to the hook over Thompson. Brooks can do that. Gibson and Dellavedova get involved. Smith was pushed, and here we go. Both coaches off the bench, and they tell Gibson is hit with a flagrant 2, so he has been ejected, also called for a personal foul. And let's see if that's it. Dellavedova with the line, and again, Tristan Thompson.
Cavs eventually put together an 18-5 run. They had a 17-point lead. James with his only 3 of the night, and he passes Jason Kidd for 9th in the all-time postseason made threes list.
Cavaliers up 97-82. Under 5 to go. Bulls down 9. Mike Dunleavy with the 3.
But the Bulls answer with their own 18-5 run. Butler to Joakim Noah.
Confident, take the game home with the D.
Nice pass, beautiful setup as James was able to slip through. Rose. Butler for 3. Yes! Crowd wanted to travel on Derrick Rose, but that 3-pointer brings the Bulls within 2 with 1 minute and 15 remaining in the fourth. On that. This is 3-pointer by Irving. Chased down by Rose. Dellavedova back. Here's Rose. Rejected by James.
At the 4, up close.
Luckily, it wasn't my shot.
James misses here. Ball gets batted around. It pinballs into the hands of Iman Shumpert. Kyrie Irving would knock down a couple of free throws to make it a 2-possession game, and then the Bulls just not executing late. Noah throws it away. He had 4 of the Bulls' 11 turnovers. It was pretty improbable that Chicago was in this game. No Pau Gasol. Derrick Rose was clearly injured, as you'll hear more about in just a moment, and somehow it's a 5-point game. Cleveland takes the 3-2 lead.
It's the Eastern Conference Semifinals between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Chicago Bulls. As we welcome you to Chicago, where this hard-fought series continues. They'll be packed in at the United Center. The Bulls fans hoping their team forces a Game 7.
Mark always says it. Good offense will beat good defense. And Derrick Rose banks it in.
Good pressure there. James gives it up. They go right back to him. 7 to shoot. Noah looking to help. James shuffle pass to Thompson, and Thompson scores the first points for the Cavaliers.
You can play great defense, and the great players can have spectacular nights. And you look over and say, Coach, what's the adjustment? Sometimes you just got to tip your hat and say, well done to greatness.
Well, all the numbers he put up in Game 5 as he shoots over Butler there. He said the first thing that he looked at and was pleased with was that he had no turnovers. He had 23 turnovers in the first 4 games. 0 in Game 5. Meanwhile, Mike Dunleavy has been excellent for the Chicago Bulls. He had 19 points, second leading scorer on the Bulls in Game 5. As James launches, misses another 3. Well, he has really struggled from downtown. Rose coming the other way. Rose to Noah, bobbles it back to Rose. Inside Gasol for the finish. Well, it wasn't pretty, but the end result was 2 points, and the Cavs called timeout. Irving. Back-to-back buckets from Kyrie Irving. James hearing the boos once again. Mozgov gets inside. Nice move from Timothy Mozgov and a 7-0 run by the Cavaliers. Rose crossover drives high up in the air. Soft touch gets the bounce. And Mark, as much as you talked about LeBron James attacking, it's all so different when Derrick Rose doesn't settle for the jumper and drives to the rim. James sets, fires, and misses. Noah the rebound. Crowd wanted a foul. Dunleavy. Jimmy Butler on the pull-up. James cross court. James Jones gets a good look and rattles it in. That is a professional shooter right there. Hasn't played a lot of minutes in the last couple of games, but nails his first attempt.
Young kids, work on your shooting. It'll get you a job. This guy is still playing in the league.
Derrick Rose on the drive. Rose flips it up. Shot blocked. Rose on the second effort. Coming up on a minute remaining. James drives, kicks it out. Jones, couple of fakes, back to James. James on the drive inside, lays it in as the shot clock expires. Quick to the basket. Kirk Heinrich, way off. James to Jones. 2 3-pointers for the veteran James Jones. And the Cavs back up by 1. Rose has Dellavedova on him. Rose banks it in. Rose trying to hold on against Dellavedova. Lost it again. 6 to shoot. Rose off the glass. He loves that shot.
This is the same play, Mike, at the end of game 4 where James is on the single side and he's just going to isolate.
3 to shoot. James jump shot is good. He has struggled shooting from the outside. He's put up just phenomenal numbers overall. Rose again. Not that time. Noah tips it out, but Smith right there. Shumpert hits a 3. Iman Shumpert, 11 first-half points. And the Cavs have opened up a 13-point lead. Dellavedova tries. That's a 3. Dellavedova points to James. What a series Dellavedova has had, and it's a 15-point lead. Noah the drive, blocked by James. Noah thought it hit the backboard first.
Big fella, think he has an easy one? Noah, way. Get it out of here. Not on my watch, says LeBron.
I'm amazed what kids overcome, Mike.
Saw the tease for that feature. Just extraordinary. James turns, shoots, it hits. And the lead is up to 17. Largest lead of the game. James isolated Butler. That's a tough turnaround. That's good. Back to that jumpers from James. And it's a 19-point advantage. He's got 10 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds. Rose with Dellavedova on him. 7 to shoot. Finds Butler. Turnaround Jimmy Butler. Rattles that one in.
J.R. Smith, Timothy Maslov. These guys have had an impact on a team that's very much alive and has a chance to win this whole thing.
Dunleavy back up to Rose. Rose the floater. Gets it to go. J.R. Smith for 3. Knocks it down. Back-to-back threes for J.R. Smith. Rose Butler. Open look. That's a 3. Jimmy Butler. He said the first game he had was the Summer League in Las Vegas. Dellavedova turned it over like 6 times in the first half. He wanted to send him home right then and there. As Butler's shot, no good. Noah has it inside Gibson. Gibson can't get it to go. Crowd wanted a foul. Well, Dellavedova very quickly won over the coaching staff. As James shot bounces, and falls through, equaling the largest lead of the game. Cavs trying to wrap up this series on the road, much like they did in the first round. Dellavedova puts it in. Matt Dellavedova once again, and it's a 20-point lead.
Well, the truth is being told right here. Cleveland, without Kyrie Irving and with LeBron James at 6 for 20, putting the hammer down with their defense here tonight.
James spins, layup. Pretty play from James, who's 1 rebound away from another triple-double. And it has turned into a blowout. 22-point Cavalier lead. You know, we talked about Irving and Thompson. Nice feed from Rose to Noah.
And I don't say that as a knock towards anybody. You look around this league, it's about forcing other players to beat you. Eliminating the best players on the floor. No matter what team is available, the other guys have to make shots.
Tristan Thompson floats it up and in. He got shoved. And he's got a chance for a 3-point play.
Just look at the record. Look at Luol Deng becoming a 2-time All-Star. Noah, All-Star. Rose, MVP. Deng, All-Star. A lot's been accomplished. I don't think it should end.
So the Cleveland Cavaliers are back in the conference final. Tom Thibodeau, perhaps in his final game as head coach of the Bulls. as the Cavs win the series 4-2. James will head to his 5th consecutive conference final. He was 1 rebound shy of a triple-double. Derrick Rose, good sign for the Bulls going forward is that he stayed healthy throughout the playoffs, and that will be key with Rose and Noah's help next year. Right now, let's go to Lisa Salters with LeBron James.
Thank you, Mike. LeBron, like every other game in the series, we just kept waiting for them to make a run. It didn't happen. What allowed you guys to be so dominant tonight in their building?
Defensively, obviously another offensive struggle for us as a team. But when we defend at a high level, we're going to give ourselves a great chance to win every single night, and we did that tonight once again.
Your backup point guard was forced to play most of the game, ended up being the team's high scorer. For people who don't know, tell the world who Matthew Dellavedova is.
Matthew Dellavedova, he grew up playing rugby, so you know he's the toughest guy on the team. Went to St. Mary's out west, and you know, he had a magical shot in the tournament, if people remember. And then he's just a guy that works extremely hard, man. And you know, we're blessed to have a guy like that. And we're blessed to have our whole team that just, it doesn't matter when their number's called, they're always ready.
Did you see that kind of performance in him?
Well, I know he's tough as nails, and the one thing about Della, he never makes a mistake, because how hard he plays. If he makes one mistake, then you're okay with that because of how hard he plays and how in tune he is. So I'm so happy for him. I'm so proud of him for him to have a performance like he had tonight in the absence of Kyrie.
Now, looking ahead, this is going to be your 5th consecutive Eastern Conference Finals. What are you going to tell your young guys about this next challenge?
Well, they passed the first 2 challenges, even surprising me a little bit. We got a young group that's very hungry, and we're still even though we're the most unexperienced group that's still left in this field, these guys love to learn. They love to play for one another. And I'm going to tell them to get off their feet for the next couple of days because we need it. We got some bumps and bruises, but we will get back to work and wait for our next opponent.
Congratulations, Steve.
Thanks, Lisa. Thank you.
Mike.
So they'll await the winner of Atlanta-Washington. If they play Washington, they'll have home court advantage against the Wizards. As you saw, the hug between Dellavedova and James. If they play Atlanta, the Hawks would have the home court advantage. The season series really at this point doesn't mean a heck of a lot, but home court certainly does. But more importantly, as LeBron James said, they'll get some rest, especially for the banged-up Kyrie Irving. So the Cleveland Cavaliers in 6 games advance to the conference finals with a 94-73 victory here in Game 6.